Few Pokemon are as unique as Ash's Hawlucha. From his flashy debut to his fierce battles, his journey was marked by flair, pride, and a need to prove himself. Win or lose, Hawlucha always fought with purpose. Hi, I'm Professor Silver, and today I'll break down the history of Ash's Hawlucha, detailing his rise from Forest Champion to Mentor and Hero. This video is brought to you by Vessi. They're basically the Hawlucha of shoes. Flashy, reliable, and always ready for action. Like Hawlucha owns the ring, Vessi rules my wardrobe. I wear them every day, rain or shine, work or play. And I'm not the only one who notices. I get complimented on them every week. Between the weekend sneaker and weekend Chelsea, I've got a stylish shoe for every occasion. They go with anything and make every outfit better. Best of all, they feel amazing. Vessis are waterproof, lightweight, super soft, and built for all-day comfort. They're also great for hatching eggs and catching Pokemon in Pokemon Go, as they help you walk through puddles unscathed and keep your feet dry in the rain. So if you're ready to level up your footwear, head to vessi.com/silver and use code SILVER for 15% off your first pair. Trust me, your feet will thank you. And now back to today's video. Long before meeting Ash, Hawlucha wandered into a forest filled with fighting types. He defeated its toughest residents one after another. After repeatedly defeating the strongest of them, Machamp, Hawlucha became Forest Champion and Protector of the Weak. Though he loved to fight, he was a hero at heart who sought to protect others and maintain the peace. Hawlucha debuted in the Forest Champion, where he saved 3 Pokemon from a thieving Ursaring. He foiled Ursaring's efforts, but failed to seize victory with Flying Press, as his love for theatrics cost him the win. He paused to pose, letting Ursaring dodge the move and nearly crush him. Had Pikachu not stepped in, Hawlucha would have surely perished. Ash was immediately drawn to Hawlucha's passion for battling. To earn his trust, he helped him master Flying Press. During training, they were attacked by Ursaring, its friend Conkeldurr, and Machamp, who wrongly believed Hawlucha had abused his title. Machamp challenged Hawlucha to an intense one-on-one. They were evenly matched throughout the battle, thanks to Machamp's training since their last encounter. When Ursaring and Conkeldurr interfered, Machamp took them down and realized Hawlucha had been falsely accused. After clearing the air with Machamp, Hawlucha accepted Ash's challenge to battle on the condition that if he lost, he would join Ash's team. For the battle, Ash chose Froakie to match Hawlucha's speed. Early on, neither Pokemon could land a blow. Eventually, Hawlucha used Ash's teachings to outmaneuver Pound and land a spinning high jump kick. The match ended in a draw after an exchange of Pound and Flying Press, but Hawlucha still joined Ash's team because he respected him and knew Machamp would watch out for the forest Pokemon. Hawlucha's wild days were long gone, but he was still friendly, prideful, and determined to battle. Soon after joining Ash, Hawlucha met the rest of the gang's Pokemon and suffered a tough loss against Moira's Talonflame in battles in the sky. Though he fought with all his heart, he was at a disadvantage during the sky battle as he could only glide, not sustain long-term flight. Talonflame defeated him using powerful moves like Peck, Brave Bird, Fire Blast, and Steel Wing. Hawlucha's next battle, in the Cave of Mirrors, also ended in struggle. He held his own, but was recalled after getting confused while protecting his mirror counterpart from Team Rocket. Determined to grow stronger, Hawlucha trained with Froakie in forging forest friendships. Their battle with Clement's Chespin and Bunnelby showed that their fighting styles varied wildly. While Hawlucha favored bravado and camaraderie, Froakie preferred focus and pragmatism. When Froakie aided Hawlucha against Bunnelby, the fighting flying type seethed with anger. He became even more indignant after Froakie feinted Bunnelby, leading the battle to end in chaos. After a heated dispute, Ash stepped in and forced Hawlucha and Froakie into special training. When Ash was captured by a wild Trevenant, their shared rescue effort turned them into true partners. Together, their efforts culminated in a win against Team Rocket using Super Flying Cut. In the end, Hawlucha's bond with Froakie helped him loosen up. In Origins of Mega Evolution, Hawlucha practiced dancing for Ash's upcoming battle with Shalour Gym Leader Karina. During the episode Showdown at the Shalour Gym, Ash's imitation of Tierno's rhythmic battle style backfired, as it didn't take advantage of Hawlucha's innate abilities. In the battle's first half, Hawlucha was struck by High Jump Kick, Drain Punch, Force Palm, and Swift. Once Ash returned to form, Hawlucha rebounded. He won with Karate Chop and Flying Press, before then losing to Korrina's Mega Lucario. Although Hawlucha also lost to Astrid's Mega Absol and Diancie in the Cocoon of Destruction, his fighting spirit never wavered. Outside of battle, he remained a reliable ally as well. His utility support included fighting Team Rocket, helping stranded Lapras, acting as Pikachu's stunt double, repairing Poké Center roofs, and keeping Bonnie warm in the snow. With both strength and heart, Hawlucha had every reason to take pride in himself. He often showed it when flexing for others with trademark flair. While his theatrics startled timid Pokemon like Goomy and Eevee, most knew it was all part of the act. Hawlucha's acting chops took center stage in the Super Pokemon Battle play, in When Dark and Light Collide, after Pikachu hurt the play's lead, Gallade. Paired opposite a shiny Dark Hawlucha, he struggled to separate acting from real fighting. During rehearsal, Dark Hawlucha was meant to send him flying into a wall, but Hawlucha took it personally. Only after learning Dark Hawlucha was a former champion, did Hawlucha begin to respect his co-star and take the role seriously. When Team Rocket crashed the play, Hawlucha and Dark Hawlucha set aside their differences and teamed up to drive them off. Although Hawlucha froze up when the play resumed, Dark Hawlucha improvised and turned the scene into a full-blown battle. Their dynamic performance reignited Dark's love for fighting and helped Hawlucha embrace his calling as a luchador. By following the scene to its heroic end, Hawlucha saved the show and earned the audience's cheers. Overall, the experience humbled Hawlucha and helped him embrace his dramatic nature. Back on the battlefield, Hawlucha battled Coumarine Gym Leader Ramos's Weepinbell in green grass types of home. Hawlucha opened strong with Flying Press, but Weepinbell quickly turned the tide. It dodged High Jump Kick, dispersed Poison Powder, landed Slam, and intercepted Flying Press with Grass Knot. After enduring another High Jump Kick, Weepinbell seized the win with Slam. Though Hawlucha walked away without a victory, he bounced back with a standout performance at the Lumiose Gym. In the moment of Lumiose truth, Ash sent out Hawlucha after Gurdurr struggled against Clement's lightning-fast Heliolisk. Hawlucha countered Thunder Wave with a swift Karate Chop, but Heliolisk refused to give up. It landed multiple parabolic charge attacks, and interrupted Flying Press with Flash. Just as the battle seemed lost, Ash noticed their opponent's frills flared before every attack. Unfortunately, the win came at a major cost. Immediately afterward, Hawlucha fell to Luxray. Luxray tanked Flying Press, laid down Electric Terrain, and won with Wild Charge. Soon after the gym battle, Hawlucha teamed up with Frogadier to face Sawyer's Bagon and Treecko in a fashionable battle. With Sawyer still inexperienced, the duo dominated the match. Though it ended before Hawlucha could seize a win, it was clear that he and his partner held the advantage. That superiority was reaffirmed in Fairy-type Trickery when Hawlucha faced Laver Gym Leader Valerie Spritzee shortly after it fainted Bagon. As Ash's final Pokemon, Hawlucha started with Karate Chop. Impressively, Spritzee dodged and flipped their speed dynamic by activating Trick Room. Made much slower by the move, Hawlucha could do little to dodge Moonblast and Gyro Ball or land its newly learned X-Scissor. Even so, Hawlucha adapted. He latched onto Gyro Ball mid-spin, used its momentum to power through Dazzling Gleam, and shattered Trick Room with X-Scissor. With his speed restored, Hawlucha followed up with Flying Press, dodged another Moonblast, and seized victory with High Jump Kick. Fresh off the battle, Hawlucha scored another win by defeating Sawyer's Slurpuff in Rivals Today and Tomorrow. He dodged Electro Ball, struck with Karate Chop, and finished up with Flying Press. After that, everything changed for Hawlucha. The thrill of battle was still important, but the sense of responsibility he gained from watching over his new ward, Noibat, became even greater. In a not-so-flying start, Hawlucha found Noibat's egg while training in the forest. From the moment Noibat hatched, Hawlucha took the timid Pokemon under his wing. Noibat couldn't fly, cried often, and lacked confidence, so Hawlucha dedicated himself to seeing the Pokemon grow. He taught Noibat how to glide and laid the foundations for flight. Their bond deepened even further after Team Rocket kidnapped them. In their escape, Hawlucha shielded Noibat and carried him to safety. Later, Noibat repaid the favor by using Supersonic to guide Hawlucha through a dark cave. For the rest of the series, Hawlucha was more than just Noibat's mentor. He was also the Pokemon's best friend and brother. In a relay in the sky, Hawlucha and Fletchinder helped Noibat fully master flight. Together, the three of them earned second place in a sky relay race. Further on, in a windswept encounter, Hawlucha stopped Ash from helping Noibat against a Wild Breloom. He did so because he wanted Noibat to have the opportunity to build confidence and fight his own battles. Hawlucha and Noibat's bond peaked in an electrifying rage after Hawlucha saved Noibat from a cave-in and went toe-to-toe with a wild Zapdos. He landed an epic high jump kick, but was defeated by Thunderbolt. As Hawlucha fell, Noibat evolved into Noivern to save him. Noivern's subsequent performance filled Hawlucha with pride. Watching Noivern hold its own against a legendary bird was a victory all its own. Soon afterward, Hawlucha proved he still had his own power by defeating Sawyer's Shelgon in a meeting of two journeys. During Ash and Sawyer's next battle, in a full-strength battle surprise, Hawlucha attempted to avenge Noivern's loss to Clawitzer, but was ultimately defeated by Ice Beam. Thankfully, Hawlucha rebounded in all hail the ice battlefield. While battling Snowbell Gym Leader Wulfric's Abomasnow, Hawlucha proved himself a true champion. Despite hail and damage from Ice Shard and Woodhammer, Hawlucha landed multiple flying press attacks and won with high jump kick. His next opponent, Avalugg, tanked Karate Chop, recovered with Ice Body, stopped high jump kick, and ended the fight with Gyro Ball. Though Ash lost the battle, Hawlucha's victory over Wulfric's ace showed that he was still worthy of being considered Greninja's contemporary. To follow up that performance, Hawlucha fought an army of Megas in Volcanion and the Mechanical Marvel. During the scuffle, he kicked a Mega Sharpedo and ran from Volcanion. At the Kalos League, invaluable experience for all, he got revenge on Astrid's Mega Absol and avenged his earlier defeat. During the league's semifinals, in Analysis vs Passion, Hawlucha faced Sawyer Slaking while donning a costume Serena designed in honor of his Forest Champion roots. Although he fought valiantly, Slaking shrugged off every move that came its way, recovered its energy with Slack Off, and won with counter. Thanks to Hawlucha's efforts, however, Talonflame defeated Slaking without much hindrance. Fortunately, Hawlucha shined in the league finals, in finals not for the faint-hearted. The battle held major weight for him, as he was eager to avenge Noivern, who had just fallen to Alon's Weavile. Weavile dodged every Karate Chop, froze the battlefield, and landed Ice Beam, but Hawlucha turned up the heat. To win the match, he used the ice to soften Night Slash's impact, and claimed the win with Flying Press. After avenging his protege, Hawlucha battled Alon's Bisharp. Unfortunately, Bisharp was a powerhouse. It paralyzed him with Thunder Wave, traded Guillotine for X-Scissor, dodged High Jump Kick, and won with the second Guillotine. Post-League, Hawlucha was briefly kidnapped before joining the fight against Lysander. Like at the League, Hawlucha fought with purpose because he wanted to avenge Noivern's defeat. In battle, he landed a Karate Chop on Pyroar and High Jump Kick on Mega Gyarados before falling to Mega Gyarados' jaws. Following Team Flare's downfall, Hawlucha received a medal for his efforts and celebrated Ash's victory. As the Kalos saga ended, he bid farewell to Gurdurr, Greninja, and Clement and Serena's Pokemon. Rather than stay in Kalos, Hawlucha returned to Kanto with Ash and made Oak's Lab his new home. Though he remained unseen in Sun and Moon, Hawlucha appeared often in Journeys. Starting in Advice to Go, he featured whenever Ash visited Oak's Lab. Notably, in Friends, Rivals, Lend Me Your Spirit, Hawlucha helped train Lucario for the Masters 8. During the Masters 8 itself, Hawlucha cheered for Ash, appeared in Pikachu's vision, and celebrated Ash's victory. After Ash became world champion, Hawlucha rejoined his team as a rotating reserve. In Rocket Revengers, Hawlucha teamed up with Infernape against Jesse's Gourgeist and James's Carnivine, and stopped Seviper from hurting Pikachu. Following one last cameo in Ash and Latios, he returned to Oak's Lab to live happily ever after. As that concludes Hawlucha's history, let's get to his battle record. Hawlucha defeated Wild Machamp, Wild Gurdurr, Wild Mienshao, James's Inkay, Jesse's Pumpkaboo, Jesse's Gourgeist, Corinna's Mienfoo, Clement's Heliolisk, Valerie's Spritzee, Sawyer's Slurpuff, Sawyer's Shelgon, Wulfric's Abomasnow, Astrid's Mega Absol, and Alon's Weavile. He lost to Moira's Talonflame, Corinna's Mega Lucario, Astrid's Mega Absol, Ramos's Weepinbell, Clement's Luxray, Wild Zapdos, Sawyer's Clawitzer, Wulfric's Avalugg, Sawyer's Slaking, Alon's Bisharp, and Lysander's Mega Gyarados. His one and only tie was with Ash's Froakie. Move-wise, Hawlucha used Flying Press, High Jump Kick, Karate Chop, and X-Scissor. Hawlucha is one of Ash's coolest Pokemon. He's a flamboyant luchador with a heroic heart. He balanced machismo and absurdity in a way that made him unforgettable. Despite his flair for drama, he never lost sight of his duty to protect others. His bond with Noivern stands out as one of my favorite romances in the series. That Hawlucha raised Noivern as much as Ash did speaks volumes about his character. To improve Hawlucha in the series, I think he should have had a fully fleshed out battle with Astrid at the League and competed in a Grand Prix. A tournament arc wherein he returns to his roots as a Forest champion would have been an awesome way to prove himself just as strong as Ash's aces. On that, class is adjourned. I want to give a big thanks to Vessi for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to get a pair of their shoes for yourself using the first link in the description or by entering my code SILVER at checkout. I'm Professor Silver. Until next time, catch you later.